What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to NYC Crime Spot. We're out here on Lawrence, Long Island, right on Rockaway Turnpike. Right behind me there, that shiny spaceship, that is the Sherwood Diner at 311 Rockaway Turnpike. Real old school vibes. It's been here for over 50 years. What are we doing today? We're doing a little Goodfellas diner. It's kind of like a real versus fake. We're starting out here on Long Island. We're going to end up in Queens. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So right there is the Sherwood Diner. Once again, 311 Rockaway Turnpike. So if you guys are familiar with the Goodfellas stuff, of course, if you follow my channel, you should be. I've done a lot on the subject. Now that would be the site of the real meeting, according to Henry Hill, that he had with Jimmy Burke at the diner after his drug case. Now you guys might remember in the movie that they meet in this diner. They're talking about things. Jimmy Burke, Robert De Niro, Jimmy Conway, if you will. He's telling them, hey, why don't you go down to Florida with Anthony, do a piece of work for me. Henry's paranoid. He just got caught on that drug case, and I believe April of 1980 is when he actually gets arrested for that drug case. So the actual meeting between these guys would have happened sometime in the spring before Henry decides to cooperate. And that meeting would actually happen right here at the Sherwood Diner. That is the real location of the meeting. In the movie, they use it's a diner in Maspeth. I don't believe that diner is around anymore. It's actually closed down. We'll maybe go run by there, see what's cracking over there. I think it's a dump, an abandoned dump right now. It looks like shit, so to speak. But we're going to start out today. We're doing this little Goodfellas diner thing. Once again, we're out here on Lawrence, Long Island. In reality, Henry Hill, he gets arrested in April, like I said. Jimmy Burke calls to meet him. They're actually going to meet at this diner here. We'll talk a little bit more about that situation as we get over there. I don't know what to expect when we get at the Sherwood. Maybe they don't want me to film. Maybe they're going to be upset. We'll see what happens. If I could at least get you guys a little bit of visual from in there, I think that would be cool. We're going to get up close too, and we're going to get some shots over there by the parking lot as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this upload. Please like and subscribe if you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are on the premises of the diner. I think what we'll do is we'll read from the book Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi, the book that gave birth to the film Goodfellas, and see what Henry has to say about this incident. Sunday morning, I met Jimmy at the Sherwood Diner on Rockaway Boulevard. It was a crowded place where we were known. I got there about 15 minutes early, and I saw that Jimmy was already there. He had taken the booth at the end of the restaurant, where he could see everyone who came into the place and anyone who pulled into the parking lot. He wanted to see if I had been tailed. He didn't touch his honeydew melon or coffee. In the old days, Jimmy would have eaten the melon, 3 or 4 eggs, sausages, home fries, some crullers, toasted English muffins, and smeared lots of ketchup all over everything. Jimmy loved ketchup. He put it on everything, even his steaks. Jimmy was also fidgeting around. He was jumpy. He had started wearing glasses and was taking them off and putting them on. I felt drained, and nothing had helped. Not the shower, not the fresh shirt Karen had ironed, not the cologne. Nothing could get the smell of the jail and the fear out of my nose. Jimmy stood up. He was smiling. He opened his arms to give me a bear hug. My court papers were all over the table. Jimmy had gotten them from the lawyers. When I sat down with him, it almost felt like it was the old days. On the surface, of course, everything was supposed to be fine. We were supposed to be discussing my drug case, just like the dozens of other cases of mine we had discovered together. But this time, I knew that the thing we really were discussing was me. I knew I was hot. I was dangerous. I knew that I could give Jimmy up and cut myself a deal with the government. I could give up Lufthansa, and I could give up Paulie. I could put Jimmy and Paulie behind bars for the rest of their lives, and I knew Jimmy knew it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are inside the Sherwood Diner, the real Sherwood Diner, where Jimmy Burke and Henry Hill met, in a place where Henry says they often went to. Not far from JFK, despite it being on Long Island. It's very much on the borderline of Queens, Long Island. Here's the manager. He said I could film a little bit, as long as I wasn't being too invasive to the customers, so tried to do it as tasteful as possible. He was a really nice guy. This is the entranceway. This is what you see when you go in. Classic diner aesthetics, lots of chrome, shiny glass, mirrors. Here's a room in the back. Pretty expansive diner. That's a room in the back, and then it opens up to an even bigger room, which you see right over here now. So we got a booth on the other side, sitting over here, right on Rockaway Turnpike. And you're going to get a view from my seat now. Here we go. There you go. Lots of shiny objects. Like I said, this is like pretty much a classic New York City diner, even New Jersey, Long Island. And this is the view from the seat. You could imagine this real conversation. They're sitting at a booth. I'm sure Henry's gazing off into the turnpike. And what did I order? Well, we got a little eggs Benedict with some home fries. I had to order something if I was coming here, right? So here we go, a little eggs Benedict with some home fries. We got to test out this eggs Benedict. Does it pass the test? Yes, it does, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies if you don't like eggs. I get that this is kind of gross. We got some ham over there, some hollandaise. Everything was excellent. And just another view back to the front of the diner. I wish I could really film a lot of this, but I think you guys get the picture here. You got the dessert counter. Little crane game awaits you as you come in. So that is just a quick glimpse of the inside of the Sherwood Diner, the real meeting place for these guys, a place where these guys hung out, and tried to do my best to bring it to you. So let's get to the next location. All right, ladies and gentlemen, second stop on this little Goodfellas Diner upload. Where are we? Well, that sign should look a little familiar to you right there. Airline Diner. We're at the Jackson Hole Diner, formerly known as the Airline Diner when it opened back in the 1950s. And of course, in the movie Goodfellas, when Henry transitions from a teenager into a grown man, he's in court, and they're all congratulating him. Oh, you did so well, you did so good. Turns into the scene where he's sitting in front of the car, right here, right in front of that Airline Diner sign. And then what do? The guy goes in, he leaves the truck outside, they get in the truck, they take it, and then the guy runs in and pretends, oh my God, these guys stole my truck. Actually, he uses some other unfortunate language, which I cannot repeat here, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So this is where that scene was actually filmed, right here in front of the Jackson Hole Diner. The Jackson Hole franchise, founded by the Miscoris family back in the 1970s. I believe they started in Manhattan first. Ultimately, they came over here to what is considered East Elmhurst. It's like on the borderline, Astoria, East Elmhurst. I believe this is considered East Elmhurst. We're on Astoria Boulevard. They opened this one. There's another Jackson Hole out in New Jersey. There used to be one closer to where I live, out in Bayside on 35th Avenue and Bell Boulevard. That has since closed. So let's get another look here. Let's take a walk around to the other side there, and then we'll go inside and we'll see what's going on in there. I think this place will be a little more friendlier with the filming. It's not that they didn't want me to film in the last place, but the manager, he was kind of just like, yeah, just don't, film the people, don't disrupt the customers. So he wasn't really into it. But this place, of course, they have a history, and I believe they embraced the Goodfellas history in this place, but we'll find out when we get in there. Now, also, with this place, I believe a few years back, Jerry Seinfeld came here before Norm Macdonald, the great Norm Macdonald, passed away, and they did one of those comedians in cars with coffee, whatever that show he was doing, and they actually filmed an episode sitting inside this place. So here we go. Here is the back here. Old delicatessen sign. Now, right across the street there, that's actually St. Michael's Cemetery. Yeah, right across the street there, and that's the Grand Central Parkway. That would be St. Michael's Cemetery. You guys ever hear of Costello's mausoleum being blown up by Galanti? Yeah, that would have happened right there. Well, not blown up, but I guess the doors blown off. I'll, put up a picture of that in case you guys want to wonder. Maybe I'll go in there one day so you guys can see that. So this is that diner once again. I'm just going to show you guys the outside, and then we're going to go inside. We'll sit down. I guess I'll stuff my face with something again. I'll probably just order something and then maybe take it out, just show you guys. I remember like when this place used to be in Bayside on Bell Boulevard, they used to make like these crazy big burgers, and I think they're still known for that. So maybe I'll order one of those just to show you guys what that's looking like. So in the film, I would imagine about right here, and those people waving. How you doing? We'll get a view from the front, and then we'll head inside to check it out. Really old school aesthetics. I love this stuff. I don't know how big it is in there, but we'll find out. I love that Airline Diner sign. inside this fucking... All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are inside. Now, this is a place that embraces history. We even got a Vinyasaro newspaper. I mean, come on, guys. So here we are inside Jackson Hole Diner. Once again, even more of an old school aesthetic than the Sherwood Diner. This place looks like it hasn't changed much since the 50s. Of course, they probably added their own little tchotchkes and all types of vintage Americana to the place. The kitchen is basically right there. Everything is open. You can see what's going on. You see Betty Boop over there. So this goes all the way back. I don't know if you would call this a railroad diner or whatever they used to call it, where it goes straight back and across. Although they do have a back area as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying these visuals. Here I am from the other side now. You see Betty Boop over there again. Lots of old signage, lots of vintage stuff, vintage Pepsi, vintage Coke. And we're going to go into the back area where I am sitting, and you can get to see that area. Once again, even more vintage stuff. You see those old seltzer bottles up there. Lots of old signage, gas station stuff. It's just old Americana. Of course, the old fountains. There you go. I think that's an old kind of a jukebox, one of them old school ones there. And another Betty Boop. They love Betty Boop in this place. I like that too, to be honest with you. I also love the all that old school stuff. Very much into that. Then we have the Hall of Fame wall. Here we have Elvis Presley, Marlon Brando, James Dean, of course, Marilyn Monroe. So that's what this place is about. Of course, as I said, they do cash in a little bit on the Goodfellas history. Everybody knows it. Also, in the corner up top there, they have like these real old school TVs, which I thought were pretty cool. Here's another angle of Betty Boop hanging out in the back. And once again, lots of metal, lots of shiny objects. There's that fountain sign you see there. This place makes like these big burgers. So I ordered just the plain one just to show you guys what it looks. It looks like a fat chunk of meatloaf. That's basically what I was talking about. Now, what is this, you might ask? These are what's called disco fries. Melted mozzarella cheese and brown gravy. Some people get it with American cheese. I believe this was first started out in New Jersey, who is, prolific for diners. Little cheese pull for you there. So these are what's called disco fries. Not exactly the healthiest thing you want to be eating, but we do it for the visuals. As you see more again, some of this old school stuff, Bazooka Joe, this and that. If you come here, just know, cash only, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to have to use that ATM if you don't have cash like me. I highly suggest you guys come and check it out. Like I said, they embrace the old school aesthetic, the old Americana. They definitely embrace the Goodfellas aesthetic. And if you go to their website, they talk a little bit about it. Please, if you're in the area, definitely check it out. Let's get over to our last location on the Goodfellas Diner journey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the last trip of the journey. We're in Maspeth, 5626 Maspeth Avenue. You might see that sign right there, Goodfellas Diner. Well, back in the day, this used to be called the Clinton Diner. In the movie, what was it called? Well, we've come full circle. The Sherwood Diner, the fake Sherwood Diner. You guys saw the real Sherwood Diner today. Now we're looking at the fake one. So this is basically abandoned. There is nothing going on this property. Let's get up close and personal and check it out. So in the movie, of course, now this is the place that they use in the movie to film that conversation, which I spoke about earlier back at the Sherwood, when after Henry gets busted for the drug charges, Jimmy calls him to meet him at the diner. That's where that really took place. In the movie, it took place right here. Also, what takes place at this diner when they find out that Tommy DeSimone is murdered, Joe Pesci's character, Tommy DeVito, right? They find out that he was not made. He was actually murdered. Robert De Niro goes outside, goes to the payphone, starts crying, starts kicking shit. You know the thing, you know the story. So once these cars stop coming, I'm going to actually cross over some point this century. Let's get a look down the block. Good old Maspeth. Alright, I think I have a clearance now. Not really. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go look at the front of this place. This is completely covered up right here. This whole thing. There's a bunch of cars parked here. There it is. That is what's left of this place. And I suppose right where I'm standing, or right where this Honda is, that's where that little payphone booth must have been for the movie. Now, if you go on Google Images, actually, this is all blurred out. Maybe they don't want anyone to even know what this place looks like right now. So let's zoom out. So sadly, this is what's left of it. Here's the main door here. And I guess they rent this out for people to park in this lot here. Hey, while you're renting it out, why don't you clean it up, huh? You fucking pricks. Alright, moving right along. We'll do a full circle around this building. Got this sign here. Look at that. Cheeseburger, cheeseburger. Wow, look at all this crap, man. Look at all of this crap here. Holy shamoly. So, now I know why they probably blurred this out on Google. They don't want anyone to see this shit. We got an old beat up car over there. Can I fit through here? I don't think so. But here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This might be stuff from inside there. This is a weird scene. We have a broken window over there. So you would think that, like, this is such a legendary, and like I said, I mean, I guess they changed it to Goodfellas Diner at some point, but you would think that because this is such like a legendary establishment, you know, just because it's Goodfellas alone, that somebody might have wanted to buy it up and like make it like a tourist spot or something. But I guess not. Straighten out. So let's go back around, get another look at it. As I said before, kind of a weird scene. Kind of unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Kind of fits with this area, very industrial. So you might as well have an abandoned diner with a bunch of shit all over it. Let's get it from this side. Some legendary film scenes taken right in the confines of this diner. And actually in front as well. Now we're on the other side. So I was on that other side before. I couldn't get through. Alright. They killed him! He didn't get his button! They killed him! Alright, let's get another look over here. There was a guy parked over here before. Alright. Roof caving in over there. Alright, we'll get a view from across the street and then we'll head out of here. Our Goodfellas Diner excursion day. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let's go across the street. Alright, some freight tracks over there. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. If you've seen Goodfellas, that scene when I spoke about before, Henry and Jimmy having a conversation. Henry tells him, I want you to go down to Florida with Anthony. This and that. Obviously Henry Hill is paranoid as fuck. or Ray Liotta, you could say. He actually looks pretty bad in that scene too. They got him all coked out looking. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, when they find out that Tommy is killed, also filmed right here. The fake Sherwood Diner. You guys saw the real one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching NYC Crime Spot. I hope you all enjoyed this little upload. I'm getting blasted by the wind. You all have a beautiful week. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon.